week's Celebrity Spotlight is Emma Watson. Now, we know Emma from way back when, the Harry Potter, but she was also Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and she actually has a really neat side to her now as a grown young lady, or to me, she's a young lady. She's 27, but she's just a kid to me. But, you know, she's a millennial, so she's really cutting edge, I think. She's bringing a different viewpoint to a lot of things, and she's really big into women's rights, and she's the UN Goodwill Ambassador, which is really, UN Women Goodwill Ambassador, which is really interesting to me, because she doesn't necessarily seem like that type, as like the fighter, political, but you never know. I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. But if you take her date of birth and add it up, she's a 2911, which is the highest spiritual number, the spiritual guide. And it sounds like you're preaching from the mountaintops, but it's not all about that. It's about being a guide, affecting people here before here. So it's like, instead of doing something superficial, it always has to have meaning for the 11s. Like Obama and his wife Michelle, unfortunately, they put money secondary when all America wanted at the time was to fix the money. So these people, the 11s, like Emma, put money secondary in respect to everything else. So people are more important to her, women in particular, in this case, than money or anything else. So it's interesting. And she has the arrow of determination with the head of the arrow at double 9s and the base of it at double 1s. So she's very verbal about her determination, and it's very strong because it has double 9s, which is it's high change, but it's also the number of the humanitarian. So she's actually in a personal year of 3. So I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't come out with something like a book or some sort of published work of some kind, whether it even be film or TV or that kind of thing, because it's very intellectual energy. It's about taking in information and reading more, researching more, but also it's a good time to produce those kinds of things as well. And then her peak cycle, she's in just the very first one because she's so young, is a 1, which is the trailblazer, the pioneer, the number of new beginnings. She's forging a new path. So although she's a millennial, which they tend to be more about teaching people how to be, just to like chill out, and it's not like go, go, go all the time. She's more of like a hybrid of the two. It's like she's the trailblazer yet the typical millennial. It's an interesting combo. But she's actually all the way through, if you look at her chart, she's really going to be strong. There's going to be a lot of strength throughout her lifetime in terms of career, being in the limelight, being a spokesperson, being something of a gentle leader. So usually when we look at an 11, it's a master number, it's a global energy. So she's definitely going to be global. And there's one thing that she would need to work on a little bit, would be that she's lacking the 8 and she's lacking the 7 on her chart, which means that personal power, even though she may be able to fake it, so to speak, maybe she's not, but usually women who are missing the 8, and that could be why she's so intrigued with the women's stuff, is because 8 is about stepping into your personal power if you're missing it on your chart. And a lot of women are missing it on their chart, interestingly. So it's about stepping up and stepping forward and stepping into your personal power. So she's actually teaching what she needs to learn as well. So that's intriguing. And then the 7, which is leap before thinking, just do it, don't overthink it. She may be a little bit of an overthinker. So the other last and final thing I want to say about her is that her gift and her how are both 10s, which is the communication. So she's definitely totally right where she needs to be. And that's the thing about millennials. They're coming in knowing exactly where they're supposed to be, who they are, what their purpose is. Even if they're not really aware of it, they just live it, and it just flows. So that's her in a nutshell for sure, because she's going to be one to watch now. Thanks to Gabe, he actually gave me the idea. So I'll be watching her because she'll be an interesting one indeed. So do tune in next week, and we'll have another Celebrity Spotlight here on LotteryUSA.com.